All right, everybody, welcome to Everyday Journey. Today we're going to talk about the Apple Watch here. This is actually the Apple Watch Series 2. I wanted to get an Apple Watch whenever they first came out, but I'm one of those type of people, I don't take my watch off for anything. So if I'm in the shower or if I'm swimming or whatever, I didn't want it to be an issue. So when they said that this one was waterproof, at least up to 50 meters, I was like, I'm there. So now I've got one. I've actually had it for a while. This is actually my second one here. I'll tell you about that in a second, but let you know what I've done with this thing. I use it whenever I go jogging. This thing is great. You can put music on it. And I actually have the AirPods, so whenever I want to connect these things, just open this up, put it in my ear, go onto the watch, push play on the watch. The only bad thing about it is then I've actually got I've only got one playlist in here that I can actually play, but it's actually quite a bit of music, so you're not going running for any length of time longer than what this thing can hold, so that'll work. If I ever needed something different, I could always just go in there and change it. So but it's connected right here. I could hear it connect. The other thing I like about it is the GPS. Of course, this kind of got me in trouble. Went out one time to a place that I go hiking to all the time, and actually, no, I didn't make a video about that, but I will the next time. So it's a place called Pocket Wilderness. It's in Piney River campground slash picnic area, and go up in there. Well, I've been there several times, and I go back in the woods. I've never had any way of tracking how far I was going, so I every time just go back to the campsite. It's remote enough that most people aren't going there, so you're back there by yourself for almost as long as you need to be. Anyway, so I decided to go take the family to here, and I'm thinking, it takes me about 45 minutes to hike in there, and I'm thinking it's not too bad, so I go and invite the family. We all go. We get in there. Well, I'm tracking the whole way in on my watch, and on the way in, it's getting further and deeper into the woods and everything, and I'm like, we're almost there, we're almost there, we're almost there. Well, I had told him that it's about 2 miles in. Well, it turns out it was about 4. So needless to say, I had my wife, my kids, everybody kind of going nuts about that. So it told me, though, how long it was. It was like 4.1 miles or something, which was great. Stayed charged the whole time I was there, which actually we just stayed overnight, so didn't have an issue with that. But it was tracking my steps in, it was tracking GPS. We had everything as far as that goes. So the GPS, the steps, it tracks that. You got fitness, of course. If you choose to, you can even use the back of this here to monitor your heart rate. I've tried it. Yeah. No big deal for me, but maybe for somebody that has a heart condition, that could be helpful. For me, I don't really care. I just want to go and run. So the thing I like about it too is that I get messages directly over this versus on my phone. So if I'm doing something, I got my phone in my pocket or whatever, I can just look up at the watch real quick. It tells me what my messages are. Keep going. Keep going. Same thing for calls. The audio quality is kind of lacking as far as whenever you take a call on your watch. It's a little bit low, but it's quite a bit low. I mean, most of the time I'm sitting here like this, so I can hear it if I'm driving in a car or something. At the same time, I'm always worried that they can't hear me very well, and I've never been on the other side of that call, so I don't know. But I'm always trying to talk with my wrist like this. Now I know they can hear me otherwise, but I don't know how well. Let's see, what else do we got here? You can look at the weather and stuff on here. I mean, it's got several different features. But as far as the overall function of it, I mean, it works great. You just put it on. I'm not too crazy about this wristband, but I could always get another one. So far, it hasn't failed or anything on me, but it's kind of awkward to put on, especially whenever it's brand new, because then the rubber's not bent, the silicone, I guess, or whatever it is. not bent to your arms, and so it's a little more difficult to get on there. Um, I don't care too much for. I thought, since doing lawn care, I thought this would be great because then I could have my watch on, and if I get a phone call or something while I'm on the mower and all that I'd know. You know, it would ding, I would hear it, I'd feel it vibrate on my arm. Any other time, yeah, works great. But as far as whenever you're actually on a mower, that thing's vibrating so much that you're lucky if you notice it. I have though. Go and just hit the button, sit there and take the call, take my headphones off of my head. So that works all right. Let's see, other features of this thing. My son loves it because he can sit there and go on it and sit there and take pictures on my camera with my watch. You know, it's just kind of like a remote camera button on there, so you can actually just remotely control your camera on your phone. And I guess as long as you have to set it up on your phone first to do the movie or do the camera, but either way it goes, then you can remotely control it from your watch. So as far as the wheel goes, let's see, I've not really used it. You know, most of the time the scroll feature is enough for me. I just use it as a button, so it's not really that helpful for me. But I get my messages, can get emails, can track my fitness goals. That's another thing I kind of do. Mowing lawns, I like to see how many steps and stuff that I get, so I get the activity tracker on there. You can set goals for that, so if you haven't reached them by the end of the day, you can go ahead and keep going. Let's see, different features on here. The stopwatch is nice. You know, I like that I can just be like, hey Siri, set a timer for 10 minutes. And the next thing you know, well, it takes a second, but there we go. We've got a timer right here, 10 minutes, counting down. So that's nice. If you're sitting there cooking and you got messy hands, then you could sit there. Of course, you could do the same thing with your phone, but unless you had Siri on all the time on your phone, which I don't, then that wouldn't really be available. But to have it on your watch is great because then when it goes off, I mean, I can set a pizza to cook. And granted, it's not the safest thing to do, but I could go outside and be sitting there working in the garden or something, and my watch will go off, and I go back inside, take the pizza out. So, you know, that's helpful. Let's see what else we got. Of course, you got the stopwatch. We've got alarm clock. That's nice. I'll tell you that. That's nice. I can set the alarm on my watch, or even set the alarm on my phone, and then just have it to vibrate. So the phone will vibrate some, but the alarm also goes to my watch, and my watch will vibrate. So I can wake up, you know, set the first one or so to vibrate, and I can wake up without waking my wife up when I was getting up earlier than her. So that was great. You can store some photos on here and stuff. Let's see. And of course it's got the calendar, but I mean those are really the functions that I use on it the most. I don't really care. I mean, I guess I set reminders sometimes. Let's see if I got any on here. Well, I've got 2. Actually, no, I did have reminders going off on here. But that was so that I could remind myself every day to do a certain thing for work. So that time came, I could go ahead and do it. So I don't know. I mean, these things pretty good. Expense-wise, it's expensive, but it's nice. The only thing that I don't care for it that much, and I've been tempted to go ahead and sell it, tempted, still don't know if I'll go there or not, is because this thing is so easily breakable. It's so expensive and so easily breakable. I mean, for me, being on my arm, I could bump it up against something and crack the screen or whatever. And here's the thing that happened, and I'll go ahead, this is the story I got for it. I actually was sitting, I didn't notice it, but I guess I'd put a small little nick up here in the very top of the screen. Hadn't cracked or anything that I know of that I could tell. And then at work, I charged my devices and stuff in my vehicle. Well, I had it sitting there charging, and next thing I got to it, and I noticed it had a crack all the way down the screen. And I didn't remember it before, so I don't know if it was just chipped a little bit, and then the heat while it was charging cause it to crack the rest of the way or what, but it was, that was crazy. So I'm like, crap, man. Luckily I got the Apple Care. So then I went and had it. I was using it on my computer in my garage. Actually, no, I was charging it on my computer, which I have currently in my garage. And I forgot that it was connected to the charger. I go and pull it loose from the computer, and I go pick up the charger, and sure enough, face down right on the floor. Cement floor in the garage, not good for an Apple Watch. So it broke it even more. So luckily I did have the Apple Care, so I was able to put in a claim for that, and luckily I didn't do it before I cracked it the last time, because that would have been horrible to have to pay twice. But one of the other things that you can do, I love about this, I leave my phone in crazy places. I can just take it, scroll up on it, hit the button, and I hear my phone beep. That thing's great. You go and find your phone pretty much anywhere, as long as your phone's not dead anyway. And normally I try to make sure it's at least halfway charged. So that's nice to be able to find your phone easily, because I leave it all over the place. That's my story about the Apple Watch. Really like it. I kind of wonder what kind of features they're going to have next. Maybe, hopefully not see what features come out on the Series 3 and go kick myself, because I would prefer those better. But I don't know. Only time will tell. So I appreciate you guys watching. As always, please like and subscribe, and I'll try my best to put some more videos out there for you. If you got any questions about this or anything else that I've got or anything else that I do, please put the comments out there. I try to respond to everything. So thanks for watching. You guys take care.